then we're going.
Right.
And we're back for another forest camp. Brought Shane and Paul with me, and we are heading on down Green Lane, which I'll tell you about in a minute, in this gorgeous sunshine, sheltered valley, looking like a great camp. Get in! This does look to be quite a nice path, and in fact it's called Green Lane. And if you look along this valley, I think this path is an incredibly old path. In 1815, Reverend Bingham built Bingham House in this valley. He believed it would be a nice sheltered spot, but in fact he was wrong, and it was very windy. So he moved his house, literally stone by stone, picked it up and moved it on top of the edge, just over onto the moor, quite close by, and that's eventually became Parson's House, which is an outdoor pursuit centre now. One of the things that the Duke of Rutland, who bought this land around about that time, did was to improve this old cart horse route, which we're walking on at the moment. He probably is responsible for at least some of the metalling of this surface. It's a beautiful day. Just looking at this whole valley, in the 1950s, in fact earlier than that, they were looking for sites for reservoirs, which is when the demand was needed. There was a great demand for extra water, and this would have made a perfect dam. In fact, a dam much larger than most of the reservoirs. It was eventually ruled out on geological reasons. I'm not sure what they were, but then they were stuck with, what do we do with this valley? How do we get some money out of it? Because there's no farming or anything on here, because it's quite, well, there is some farming, but they're not going to make a fortune from it. And that's where the idea of planting this wood that you can see in the middle. There was a national need for timber after the war, and plantations were cropping up all over the place. No one knows who built it, or I haven't been able to find out who built it, and everyone says, well, we're not sure, we don't know. And they don't know why they built it in the shape of the United Kingdom, but they did, almost, because when they were planting it out, they found some unexploded ordnance in one of the locations, so there's some bits of the map missing out. There doesn't appear to have been done any forestry management on the wood that was planted, and in fact the 4 species of trees they chose are completely unsuitable for this very acidic, poor quality soil. So the forest became, the woodland was very dense, poor quality trees, and became a haven for fly campers and wild campers. But the fire brigade declared that it was a fire risk, and that they wanted some action doing. So there was a joint community effort between the RSPB, the National Trust, the National Parks Association, and a 4th organisation who I forget. And they felled a large amount of the woodland And you can see the fresh wood that's been planted of a more suitable species down there. When they were doing that, they discovered a vole population, which is a protected species. So they had to change the plans, and it was quite a difficult logistical exercise to get the wood out without harming that native population of voles. The forest that they have planted down here, I'll put on the screen the 4 species of tree that they chose. I know that one of them was, I think it's Sitka oak, but that forest down there is really compact. The bit straight in front of us here is practically impossible to get through, whereas the old wood is quite easy, and towards the far end the new wood that's there is quite easy to get through. And here we are again, and it's the same advice. Always have in your bag, first thing you get out, your shelter. Which is there. And hiding down the side. It's nice trekking poles, so it's trekking pole tent. The first thing is obviously don't lose your bags. The second thing is get your ground sheet down and you can check whether the ground's flat or not. So laying your ground sheet out gives you a chance to see how big an area you're actually talking about. So now I know how much space I need. Actually laying down on it. Am I going to be able to spend a night sleeping like this? And yes, I am. The very top part, like that, and I need to get it in there as well. That's the bag I've got for me. Sleeping bag, yeah.
Right? God, hey, what was that, will you?
I say it's stealthy, isn't it?
Bloody hell. Sleeping system's high. What was that bad boy?
People up there, is that a kite something? Oh, it's not a dog. Like a kite. Walking a dog on a long lead, I thought it was a kite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just embarrassed by my stupidity. You are? Yes.
The problem I had with mine. Yeah, definitely debris. It's like too big a stuff to do. I can shift the tank with it, it's not an hard job with it.
So what I've tried to do, you get the basic shape of the where the tent's going to be from the ground sheet. Put your tent over the top of it. Get everything pegged down and then gradually go around and tweak and tension and tweak and tension and tweak and tension.
Yeah, got his own little flipping stone now.
Look at that, look. Right, where's my fucking ball?
Let's get out early. It's not people scarred in, isn't it?
It's one that Shane's pet hates.
Along with
Everything. So that's my food for tonight. It's cold, I think it's down to 6 degrees. I mean, I'm ample warm as long as you cover up. Extremities get cold when they're exposed. You just tuck them underneath you or somewhere warm. They're not cold enough for gloves yet. I went for a wander earlier. Cut my leg a bit, but just caught it on some brambles or something. But actually, in the bit of forest next to us, which is a bit denser, you can clearly see deer tracks, and there's fresh feces, which much bigger than sheep, which I think must be deer. So possibly they come right down into that. I don't know how they get into the wood because it's fenced. 9 degrees. It got down to 8 degrees. Not really, no. Who got the black pudding? Me. Smashing.
put it in a Christmas cake for breakfast. Yeah.
Put in a Christmas cake for a while.
You're dying well today.
I can just see the ridge line behind where Paul stood disappearing in clag, and it's only, I think it's 150 metres higher than we are. You must have them then, you must have them. Side pockets. That'd be the logical place I would put them, but that doesn't mean a lot. Put that one on.
Quite important, aren't they? Have a look medical.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's meant to be on it.
It doesn't seem to, it doesn't generate much heat. It doesn't seem to. And it's an absolute. So my down stuff, I just push it down, right down to the bottom and ram it in. And it seems to take up no space. And then I put my sleeping bag in, which is ginormous. Best camp ever.
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 Best camp.
Ever.
Was there ever a best camp than that?
Thank you. I'll catch this camp ever.
No.
That was smashing. Really enjoyed that. A couple of lessons to learn.
It was alright.
Trekking pole and stuff.
What's your meal like, Jay?
Love the tent.
Shit.
Knees hurting again, which is annoying, but there you go. Anyway, I hope you made it to this point in the video without interruptions. Thank you so much for watching and your support. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. And I shall see you next week. Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, loves.